All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hotchkiss High School. As we are underway, we are going to have our triangular where the Hotchkiss Bulldogs are going to be hosting West Grand and Olathe today. Our first duel will be your Hotchkiss Bulldogs versus West Grand. We are going to start at 126 pounds today. Going to look a little bit different today. Going to have some good matchups here. Skipping some weights around to get kids mat time as they get prepared for regionals during this COVID shortened season. The beginning of the year, this year's obviously looking a little bit different as we are in a dual only format, regular season. And for smaller schools, you're looking to move kids around during these duels just to get them mat time and get them ready to go for regionals. Regionals are going to be hosted, the 2A West Slope regionals is going to be hosted by Meeker. And only the top two kids out of each weight will qualify for the state tournament. And the state tournament will be held in Pueblo this year. For more information on that, you guys can go to chassanow.com, and they have posted the information on the state tournament. As soon as we get more information on the regionals and at Meeker High School, we will be posting that on our Hotchkiss High School website, our Hotchkiss High School Facebook page, and our Hotchkiss Wrestling Facebook page as well. We are going to start tonight's action at 126 pounds. Robert Cochran of Hotchkiss versus Dane Beekert, I believe. Robert currently ranked number 5 in the state. He's a returning state qualifier for us, two-time qualifier for the Hotchkiss Bulldogs. Oh, I've got to, excuse me, we are going to have David Santos of West Grand. We're bumping Robert up to 132 pounds to get a match here. Looking at track wrestling, have it entered in a little bit different, so I'll wait until the kids check in to give you guys where you're at. And there's Robert in on a nice single leg. He changes off to a double. Looking to turn the corner. He's got his head on the outside. He keeps moving. And we're going to get a potentially dangerous there as David Santo was in on Robert's ankle. As soon as he starts extending that leg out and the referee feels that that knee is in a vulnerable place, he's going to stop it there. Nice looking shot by Robert. But now he's in a little bit of trouble as David's in on a single leg. Robert's got a nice whizzer though, and he's looking to score there. Looking for a matchstick is what we call it, but he's out of that position, and now he's just in on a whizzer, getting heavy hips. He's in on a crossface, but Santo doing a good job. He's in on that single leg. He's still putting some forward pressure on Robert as they go out of bounds, and we're going to get a fresh start in the middle here. David Santo, a senior as well. Robert Cochran, senior, returning two-time state qualifier for us. Honorable mention all-conference football player, multiple sport athlete for us. Also pretty electric on the track as well. We've got about 53 seconds to go here in the first period. Robert looking to score. A couple good shots by both kids, neither one able to capitalize in the first period. We are approaching 30 seconds. Both wrestlers have taken really good shots in deep on legs, just not able to capitalize. And there's Robert with another shot, and he's going to score. He's going to score. Score 2 with 20 seconds to go. Excellent shot by Robert Cochran of Hotchkiss. Hotchkiss in traditional red singlets tonight, and West Grand in their purple and yellow. Robert with a nice crossface. He's going to look to cork it, or he's got a big step, and he's going to Turk. Trying to pick up some near fall here, but he's going to run out of time as the first period expires. Robert Cochran with a 2-0 lead. Good, solid first period for Robert. Robert is going to elect to go on his feet as we enter period number 2. Robert tying up wrists. Head to head here. See if Robert can create another angle, but Santo in on a Russian arm. Robert does a good job of centering. And both wrestlers elect to come back to the middle of the mat. Robert with another shot. Comes up. Now Robert's in a Russian arm. See if he can score here. Robert in on a shot. We're in a headlock position. Robert slides by and is able to get two. Excellent job by Robert Cochran. Now he's got a wing locked up. He's got a wing locked up. He's going to circle here, see if he can't pick up some near fall. Trying to tilt with that wing and wrist, and there's the count. Robert's getting near fall here. Hard to pin somebody there, but he's still got that wing. He needs to circle his head, catch the far wrist. Catch the far wrist. Robert coming back around. He's got to catch the chin, and he's going to do it right here. Robert picking up near fall. He's going to have 35 seconds, see if he can pick up a pin. Heavy hips, head up. Robert trying to pick up a pin, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. With 28.9 seconds to go, Robert Cochran picking up a pin over senior David Santos of West Grand. Next up, we are going to be bumping up to 138 pounds, I believe. Caden Cottle, freshman from Hotchkiss. And we'll see.
The next match at 138 pounds from West Grand, Varian Villalobos.
And it's going to be Varian Villalobos of West Grand and freshman Caden Cottle of Hotchkiss at 138 pounds. Both coaches manipulating their lineup, getting kids some mat time. That's the most important thing right now here. If you got to bump a kid up, match up kids with similar ability levels, it's fantastic for the young kids to be able to wrestle and get mat time as they missed out on camps this summer. Mat time is so valuable right now for these young guys. Varian, another freshman as well, as Varian's in on a shot. Caden's got to sprawl and get his hips out. He's got a crossface here. Crossface near ankle, but he's going to end up giving up two. Caden working hard. Working hard to get back up to his feet. He rolls through, not successful. Elbow down. Caden with a little bit of a mistake, reaching over the top. He needs to pull that elbow down on that switch, but Caden doing a great job getting out of bottom, and Caden's going to get into a scramble situation. He's going to get on top. He's going to have a reversal, looking to get a pin here, see if he can catch an arm, see if he can thread a half. Looks like he's in a corkscrew type position. Head up, Cottle. Head up. Cottle's looking to get his head up, see if he can't get a pin here, freshman Caden Cottle. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, with 46 seconds to go. Caden into a little bit of a scramble position, worked hard on bottom, got into a scramble position, ended up with a corkscrew or barbed wire, some people may call it, and he's able to pick up a pin with 40-some seconds left to go. We're going to bump up to 160 pounds. Senior Tracer Hall, ranked number 1 in the state, picked up 2 big wins last night in duels against Cedar Edge and Palisade. He's going to take a forfeit here, I believe, at 160 pounds. Tracer had a great night last night. 3-time state qualifier for the Hotchkiss Bulldogs, looking to finish out his senior campaign, getting ready and dialed in for regionals and that state competition. Next up, I believe we're going to have 170 pounds. We're going to have freshman Josiah Peters take a forfeit. And then our next match will be at 182s, junior Justin Madison and for Hotchkiss. And then we are going to have junior Landon Williams of West Grand at 182 pounds. Great job once again by both coaches, having kids match up so they can get mat time and get that mat time, get wrestling in, getting these kids prepared for regionals, and matching up kids with similar abilities. Great job, kudos to both coaches for doing that right here as we get underway at 182 pounds with junior Justin Madison in the red singlet, junior Landon Williams of West Grand in the purple and gold. There's Justin with a nice power double. He's working hard, but we're going to be out of bounds. Beautiful shot by Justin to start the first period. And we're back underway. Justin working the head, trying to create an angle, and there he is with a nice head and heel. Justin's been fantastic with that all year. He's working on a combo to come off of that as well, and Justin's in a near cradle. He's going to step the leg, try crunching it here, and he's picking up near fall. See if he can't get a pin here. He's got a high bridge here. He's got that leg locked up, and once he gets in this tripod position, should pick up the near fall. And there it is. With 1:11, Justin Madison picking up near fall. Excellent start for him. Beautiful double leg to start off the match into a nice head and heel, and then picking up the crunch cradle to get the victory there. Next up, I believe there'll be a couple forfeits. I think we're going to have a few forfeits here. West Grand's going to pick up a forfeit at 195. Then sophomore Sam Ware at 220s for Hotchkiss will pick up a forfeit, I believe. Senior Christian Mattis with a forfeit at heavyweight. Big win for big 2 wins last night for senior Christian Mattis at heavyweight yesterday against Cedar Edge and Palisade, as he's a returning state qualifier as well. Also, congratulations to Christian Mattis. He was selected to participate in the Chaska All-State football games. Pretty big accomplishment there for him. First team All-State football player, record holder in a lot of different lifts in the weight room, and good senior campaign. He's looking to continue it on the wrestling mat, but once again, big wins for him last night against Cedar Edge and Palisade. And we're going to go to our next actual match, and I believe it's the last one of this duel. Senior Anthony Scanlon. And I believe we are going to have Ben Burkhart of West Grand. Anthony in on a shot, looking to get a little short carry. He's got that elbow deep, and he's got to pull that elbow in and knee tap if he wants the short carry. Now he's in a look-away drag position, but he goes to his hip, and West Grand's in a pinning combination. Anthony was in on a good shot, wasn't able to capitalize, but he's fighting here, gets off of his back, but West Grand's going to be up by a score of 5-0. But now Anthony's in a great peek out position. See if he can't get it reversed. He needs to come, swim his way through, and he does. Excellent job by Anthony Scanlon. He's got a reversal, and now he's down by a score of 5-2. He's got a leg in, looking to get a pinning combination. See if he can't get some near fall here. Anthony's in on a deep half. Now he's in on a cradle. He's got it locked up. He's looking to kick over. He's got to get hip to hip, and now he's just got to drive back, and he does. He's going to get near fall here. Bottom knee in the side. Anthony's got to get that bottom knee in the side. See if he can't flatten him out. Bottom knee in the side. There it is. He's rocking on his back. Let's see if he can pick up near fall or pick up the pin here. Anthony now is hooking a leg. Settle him down. Bottom knee in the side, and we're going to come back out of that. And Anthony's going to tie up the score 5-5. Anthony's got a half in. He's got short time. And he's going to pick up some more near fall. They're holding a 2 count. He's just got to sit there, 2 seconds to go. Just stay right there. You're okay, Anthony. So Anthony's going to go up by a score of 7-5. 7-5. Avoided a scramble position and held on. Pretty exciting first period by these two gentlemen. And this is Ben Burkhart of West Grand. They've got 2 listed. Didn't know which one was wrestling here, as once again coaches have moved kids around to get good matchups. And Anthony's going to Granby roll, and he's going to fall into a headlock. Anthony works on that Granby day in and day out, and there he hits it, and he picks up the near fall and concludes the duel. Your Hotchkiss Bulldogs are going to pick up a duel win, 48-12. Excellent job by Anthony Scanlon. Oh, excuse me. So once again, kudos to these coaches. They're going to match up a couple exhibition matches. We're going to have Nathan Guy, I believe, here. He's going to wrestle. And Josiah Peters is also going to wrestle a couple exhibition matches. Once again, it's just about getting kids mat time right now, especially with these dual formats. Some of your younger kids don't get very many matchups, and the coaches are trying to get kids that mat time, that very important mat time. So we're going to have that concluded the actual varsity duel. We are going to go to 182, and we are going to have Landon Williams, I believe. Oh, excuse me. Well, looks like West Grand got a kid, Overholt, I believe is his name. He took a forfeit at 195s, and we're going to match up with freshman Josiah Peters in an exhibition match here. Get these kids some mat time. Good job by Josiah with a snap down. He's going to get back, and he's going to pick up 2. Excellent job by Josiah. Snap down, get that chin and elbow, drag by, and got around back. Josiah working hard on top. Jamming forward, trying to tie up some wrists, which he does. He's got a 2-on-1. Breaks off the 2-on-1, goes into a half. Returns him. Got to be careful of those lock hands. And there he is. Once again, Josiah working extremely hard on top. Great forward pressure, looking for a half, and he's got it. He's got it. Josiah's going to pick up a near fall here. Going to pick up near fall, see if he can get the pin. See if he can get the pin. Heavy hips, and there it is. Josiah Peters, freshman. Extremely hard-working young man. Sometimes wrestling varsity as a freshman, you definitely run into some barn burners, and Josiah's work ethic has been exceptional this year, both in the mat room, in the weight room. Excellent young man. Expecting some great things from him. Excellent job for him picking up a win here in an exhibition match. I believe we're going to have one more exhibition match at 132 pounds. Freshman Nathan Guy.
Next exhibition match at 126 pounds.
Oh.
And from Hotchkiss, Nathan Guy.
I believe we've got Dane Beacon. Excuse me, we'll wait here. I'll talk to my tech crew and see exactly who it was here. But freshman Nathan Guy trying to get a Russian elbow. He's got hand control here. Hand control here. Dane Beaker of West Grand working some hand control. And Nathan's in on a corkscrew, but he's got to get off of his knees. He's got to wrestle on his toes. And he's going to end up giving 2. He was in a good position there, not quite in total control. Needed to make sure that he And I believe we got an injury time as Nathan's battled back from a little rib injury there and looked like he re-injured it there. So that concludes our matchup with Hotchkiss Bulldogs and West Grand. We will have about a 15-minute intermission. We've got a mop mats, and then we will have West Grand and Olathe, and we'll be back for that here after about 15 minutes. right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hopefully you guys followed us over. What we're trying to do is create different broadcasts for each actual event, whether it's basketball, create some events so then you don't have to scroll through 6 hours to find a JV competition on the basketball side or to find the duel that you're looking for on the wrestling side of our broadcast. Want to thank our boys, our Adam Smith and Ian Van Horn for being here today on a Saturday on the technical side of the broadcast. Want to thank Chuck Miller and Matt Hall for helping out with the score clock today, and Matt and track wrestling, and of course our administration, Marty Rover and Doug Egging, for being here and announcing and setting up and getting ready to go. Our next duel will be between Olathe and West Grand. We're going to start at 132 pounds. Salvando Alejandro of Olathe versus David Santos is what I have on paper. We'll see if that's who comes out to the mat. Once again, wrestling season looking a little bit different than in past years with the dual-only format, as then we head into regionals, and regionals will only take the top two to the state tournament. And the state tournament this year will look a little different as well. Only 8-man brackets, and we will be wrestling in Pueblo this year instead of the traditional Pepsi Center. Hopefully next year at this time we're in a more traditional season, regular regionals and regular state tournament at the Ball Center now, no longer the Pepsi Center. Great a venue for the high school kids, and we're going to be underway at 132 pounds. Salvando Alejandro of Olathe versus David Santos of West Grand. West Grand in their traditional purple singlets with gold trim. Olathe in their navy blue and gold. Wrestlers tying up wrists, trying to gain an advantage and creating an angle for a good shot. And there's David Santos with a good single leg. But Alejandro, great hips, gets his hips out, and we're back to our feet in the neutral position. Alejandro tying up wrists, getting elbow control. David Santos with a second shot, looking to back trip. Still no points, no total control. Gains wrist control. Still no points awarded by our official, Mr. Toothaker. He had a busy night last night, and Alejandro's going to pick up two. He was up officiating the triangular up at Cedar Edge between Cedar Edge, Hotchkiss, and Palisade, and back here officiating for kids. We're going to go off the mat. With COVID, I know officials have been having to adjust as well, wearing masks while they officiate. Appreciate him being here tonight and doing a great job for the kids. We've got 42 seconds to go in the first period. Alejandro of Olathe controlling this match as he's working hard on top. We're going to approach 20 seconds left to go in the first period. Alejandro's got an arm bar, trying to work that pinning combination, but he's going to run out of time, it looks like, with 5 seconds to go. And he's going to go into the second period with a 2-0 lead here at 132 pounds. And Alejandro is going to go down for Olathe. And David Santos looking to gain control on top. But we're going to go to 3-0 advantage for Alejandro of Olathe. David Santos has had a couple really good shots, just hasn't been able to capitalize and put points on the board. As he's in on a leg again, but we're going to go, he's going to go off the edge of the mat, but Alejandro of Olathe is going to be able to come around back and get 2 takedown. Alejandro, being mat awareness, has great mat awareness, pulls him back in as he's got a half, trying to keep him in bounds with that pinning combination. But now that we're going to be off to the edge, got a headgear issue, going to solve that. Both wrestlers headgear sliding down with 1:16 to go in the second period. Alejandro of Olathe with a 5-0 advantage with 1:16 to go here in period number 2. And we're back to the action. Alejandro working extremely hard on top, breaking down Santos of West Grand, trying to get a pinning combination. He's capping the shoulder, coming up, capping the shoulder. Looking to work a Turk. He's got the shoulder capped, big step Turk. But now he's got a cross wrist with that Turk. He's trying to thread a half. Not sure quite if he's going to be able to do it. Now he's cross facing. He's got 35 seconds to go. See if he can use that leg Turk and score. Wrestlers on the edge of the mat. David Santos of West Grand does a good job of just building back, getting back to his base, not giving up any more near fall as we approach the end of the second period with 10 seconds remaining here. And that concludes the second period. Alejandro of Olathe with a 5-0 advantage. He's electing to go in the top position. He's done a good job of controlling the pace of this match. David Santos, however, did have some excellent shots, wasn't able to capitalize. Alejandro goes on top. He's been able to control this position. A couple different pinning combinations. Was able to pick up some near fall at the beginning of the first period. Second period wasn't able to capitalize on a couple different situations. And David Santos of West Grand's going to pick up a stall call on bottom. Got to work to improve his position to avoid another one. Alejandro of Olathe working extremely hard on top. Looks like he's coming up at the shoulder. He's capping it. And now he's going to thread a half on the other side. I think he's got a far wrist power half here. He's got a power half locked up. He needs to block that knee and drag to flatten him out. But he's not able to do it. We're going to have a stop in action for headgear with 1:07 to go in the first period. Or excuse me, third period. Alejandro had a power half locked up. Want to try flatten him out and then try turning the corner there. And we're back underway, approaching 1 minute to go in this match. Savon of Alejandro of Olathe has been controlling periods number 2 and 3 with a 5-0 advantage with 45 seconds remaining. He's working hard on top again, threading halves. David Santos has got to be careful not picking up another stall call. .30 seconds remain. Alejandro's working hard, but he's covering those hips. At some point, he's got to get off to the side, which he's doing now. He's got a half locked up, power half. Almost looked like a full Nelson there, but he was able to slide that hand down. One last little stoppage here with 8.4 seconds to go. Fix the headgear. Looks like Alejandro of Olathe is going to pick up a 5-0 win at 132 pounds in our first match of this duel. Caution, got to make sure you're on the belly button, around the waist there. And with 3 seconds to go, David Santos is going to pick up an escape, but Alejandro of Olathe is going to hang on to a 5-1 win at 132 pounds. Looks like we're going to have a few forfeits here, and our next match is going to be at 182 pounds. Maybe I'm mistaken, excuse me. We're going to have Trenton Fletcher at 138 pounds. Yep. Got a little ahead of myself looking at track wrestling. We are going to have a match right now at 138 pounds. Trenton Fletcher of Olathe versus Varian Villalobos of West Grand. Once again, West Grand in those purple and gold singlets. Olathe in their navy blue and gold. And Trenton's in on a nice single leg, changes off to a double, and he's going to pick up 2 takedown. Nice single leg, or excuse me, nice little high crotch, changes off to a double leg, and picks up the 2 takedown. Trenton working to dig out an arm bar as he comes out to the front, digs it out, puts it on the back. He's got to be careful here. He's got to make sure that he's under control. A lot of times kids get a little ahead of themselves and get potentially dangerous, but he's going to have a chicken wing and a far wrist, and he's picking up near fall. The wing falls out. He's able to dig that wing again. He's got that far wrist. He's stepping over. He's in a good tripod position, heavy hips. Let's go. The wing comes around to the head, and he's going to pick up a pin with 1:04 remaining in the first period. Good match by Trenton Fletcher. Set up a nice high C, changed off to a double leg for a takedown. Able to get that arm bar, resulted in a good old-fashioned wing and far wrist, and picked up the pin. Now we're going to have a handful of forfeits, I believe, here. Olathe is going to have Samuel St. Peter at 45s. Cody Bezick at 152 pounds, pick up a forfeit. Chase Ripley at 160 pounds. Wyatt Mansker at 170 pounds. Wyatt Mansker currently ranked number 2 on Tim Yount's rankings for the Olathe Pirates. Senior hard-nosed kid. Watched him compete over the last handful of years. Coached against him in football. Excellent young man there. I believe our next match is going to be at 182 pounds. Dustin Hines of Olathe and Landon Williams of West Grand. As you guys are watching Olathe's kids come out and receive forfeits in this duel. Catching up here. And here's Chase Ripley coming across the mat to pick up his forfeit. Next will be Wyatt Mansker at 170 pounds. And our next match of the duel will be at 182 pounds. I'd like to thank our scoreboard sponsors, Zach's Barbecue, Tribble & Sons Construction, Weekender Sports, Stirrup Bar Ranch, Bank of Colorado, Bollinger & Queen, Veg Management West, Pitt Construction, Quickie Tire 2, Hotchkiss Automotive. Thank you for all of their support of our booster club and our Hotchkiss High School student athletes. And now we are at 182 pounds. Dustin Hines of Olathe versus Landon Williams of West Grand. Hines with a shot, but he's going to get flattened out here. He's still, nobody's scoring here. Nobody's scoring here. And there it is. Landon Williams is going to cut the corner and get around back for 2. He's got the 2-0 advantage with 1:15 to go in the first period. Dustin Hines of Olathe working hard on bottom. He's got some wrist control. Landon covering hips. Goes to a crossface. He looks like he could get a cradle there, but Hines of Olathe does a good job of coming back to his base. Hines trapping that arm, builds a base. Landon Williams of West Grand tying up wrists, working to control the top position with 30 seconds remaining in the first period. Olathe is up by a score of 39-0 in this duel, and Landon Williams is able to pick up a pinning combination, heavy hips, and he's going to pick up a near fall. First win for West Grand in this duel. We're going to have a match at 195 pounds. Hayden Chandler of Olathe versus Zaid Overholt of West Grand. And we're back underway after a little bit of blood time. Minute 25 going. Another shot here. Another shot here. And Hayden Chandler is going to be able to come around back and pick up the takedown. Zaid back to his feet for West Grand, and we're going to have a 2-1 match with a minute going in this first period. These kids working hard, getting after it right now. Another shot by Zaid Overholt. But Hayden Chandler is going to be able to get around back and pick up another takedown with 30 seconds going in the first period. Now Hayden doing a good job of forward pressure, tying up wrists, and trying to control this match. He's got a nice cross wrist right now. Changes off to a 2-on-1. We're going to come down to 10 seconds. And back to his feet is Overholt. And we're going to have a 4-2 advantage. Hayden Chandler of Olathe is going to have a 4-2 advantage. And Coach Pyatt, Coach Rose is telling them to defer. And Zaid Overholt is going to elect to go in the top position as we start the second period. Hayden Chandler of Olathe has a 4-2 advantage. Zaid Overholt of West Grand is going to give up a reversal, and Hayden's going to go up by a score of 6-2. And Chandler is in a pinning combination. Hard to tell from here if he's got a headlock, if he's got a half. He's going to pick up 2 near fall and go up by a score of 8-2 with a minute remaining in the second period. Zayd Overholt back to his feet of West Grand, but Hayden does a good job of returning him to the mat. He's got a good half in, comes back out. He's got a good half in with 40 seconds to go. I believe he's in pretty deep. He's got to get his hand out from underneath the shoulder blades, and he picks up the near fall with 35.9 seconds to go in the second period. We're going to have both teams are going to be open at 220 pounds, 285 and 106. I believe at 113 pounds, Tanner Westerman of Olathe is going to pick up a forfeit. And then our next match will be at 120 pounds. Justice Hubbard of Olathe versus Ben Burkhart of West Grand. Once again, I'd like to thank our scoreboard sponsors and all they do for the Booster Club and our Hotchkiss student athletes, Stirrup Bar Ranch, Weekender Sports, Zach Barbecue, Tribbles and Son, Bank of Colorado, Bollinger and Queen, Quickie Tire 2, Pitt Construction, Hotchkiss Automotive, and Vegetation Management West. Once again, I'd like to thank those Bulldog Booster Club scoreboard sponsors for their constant donations and everything they do for our Booster Club and our student athletes here at Hotchkiss High School. And we are going to be at our next match at 120 pounds, Justice Hubbard versus Ben Burkhart of West Grand. And we're going to be underway here. I believe this is going to be the last match of the duel unless we have a few exhibition matches. And real quick, Justice of Olathe is able to score a takedown, and he's working hard on top, tying up wrists. He's capping that shoulder, trying to work to get a half. But Ben did a good job of getting back to his base. As we wrestle on the edge of the mat, Mr. Toothaker does a good job, says, hey, we're off the edge, let's reset, let's get back to the middle here. As Justice Hubbard of Olathe has a 2-0 advantage with 1:27 to go in the first period. Justice working to get an arm bar. He's got a wing, and he's going to be able to pick up some near fall. And that concludes it. He's able to pick up the pin with 1:05 to go in the first period. I believe Dane Burkhart's going to pick up a forfeit here, and that's going to conclude the duel. The varsity duel, Olathe is going to pick up a 57-12 victory here. Not sure if there's any exhibition matches here. If there are not, we'll have a 15-minute intermission, mop the mats, a little bit different like I've talked about, a little bit different season. Going to mop the mats in between these duels, and then we will have Olathe versus Hotchkiss in our final duel of this triangular here. And I believe that's going to be it. We're going to have a 15-minute intermission. And then we will be back live streaming for our last duel of the afternoon with your Hotchkiss Bulldogs versus the Olathe Pirates. Thank you to West Grand for coming out. Know it's a journey to come across and get matches in, but we're extremely excited that these young men are able to compete in a sport that they love. And once again, like to thank our tech crew, Adam Smith, Ian Van Horn, for all their work, our scoreboard operator, Chuck Miller, and our track wrestling guru, Matt Hall. Appreciate our administration, Marty Rover doing the announcing, Mr. Egging helping set up, get everything dialed in with the weigh-ins and doing the gate. Thank you to Bella Brzonik and Ivy Wilholt for them volunteering to come help with the gate as well. And we will be back in 19 minutes with our third and final duel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back. We are about 2 minutes away from action with our third and final duel of this Saturday afternoon triangular. We will have your Hotchkiss Bulldogs versus the Olathe Pirates. We are going to start at 138 pounds. I believe we will have Caden Cottle of Hotchkiss versus Trenton Fletcher of Olathe. We will then have a couple forfeits. We'll have a match for Tracer Hall at 160 pounds, a match at 170 pounds, 182s, 220s, and then our last match of the night will be at 113 pounds. We'll have some forfeits in between there. We'll announce those as we get there. Waiting for captains here, and we're going to get underway. While we are getting ready to start, once again would like to thank our scoreboard sponsors: Vegetation Management West, Pitt Construction, Bollinger and Queen, Quickie Tire 2, Hotchkiss Automotive, Stirrup Bar Ranch, Weekender Sports, Zach's Barbecue, Tribbles and Sons, and Bank of Colorado. Our first match of the night's going to be, of the afternoon, we're going to start at 138 pounds. Caden Cottle versus Trenton Fletcher.
All right, we're set for match 3 of the day between the Olathe Pirates and your Hotchkiss Bulldogs. The first match will be the 138-pound weight class.
We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Invite you to like and subscribe the broadcast. Subscribe to the Hotchkiss Media YouTube page. Want to thank Chuck Miller for running the score clock, volunteering his time, Matt Hall for running track wrestling, our administration, Marty Rover and Doug Egging for all that they do, and our tech side of our live broadcast, Adam Smith and Ian Van Horn. And we are going to be underway at 138 pounds. Freshman Caden Cottle versus Trenton Fletcher of Olathe. Hotchkiss in the red singlets, Olathe in their navy blue and gold as Trenton's in. And Cottle's going to end up catching a little pancake and gets 2 takedown, but Fletcher's going to reverse him real quick, and we're going to have a 2-2 score with 1:30 in this first period. And we're going to be on the edge of the mat, and we come off the mat. We're going to restart with 1:28 to go. Caden clears his arm, trying to get back up to his feet. And Caden finds himself in a bad position here. Fletcher looking for the near fall, and he's going to get it with 1:11 to go in the first period. Our next match, we're going to have a couple forfeits here. Samuel St. Peter of Olathe at 145 pounds. Cody Bezick of Olathe at 152. And then our next match is going to be at 160 pounds. Tracer Hall of Hotchkiss versus Chase Ripley of Olathe. Tracer had an excellent night last night against Cedar Edge and Palisade, picking up 2 more wins. Tracer currently ranked number 1 in the state at 160 pounds by Tim Yount. 3-time state placer for us. 2-time all-conference football player, all-state football player as well this past fall. Looking to continue that success this past fall on the wrestling mat as he gets ready to go here at 160 pounds against Chase Ripley of Olathe. Tracer in on a double. Quick 2. Tracer's in on a half. Knee blocks, gonna drag. He's got an inside leg in here and from the corner, hit a Mills, but he's in a little bit different position. Now he could hit it, but he slides his leg out, and we're gonna come back to our feet. Tracer with a 1, 3-0 score. Tracer hits a quick little short carry, falls into a half as well, knee block drag. Chase doing a good job working on bottom. Tracer with a 4-1 advantage here. And Tracer's going to come into an over-the-top position, looking to pick up a near fall with 1:12 remaining in the first period. And he's going to get it with 1:06. Senior Tracer Hall, wrestling at 160 pounds, #1 ranked kid by Tim Yount. Excellent job going out, taking care of business. Our next match is going to be at 170 pounds, junior Justin Madison versus Wyatt Mansker of Olathe. Wyatt currently ranked #2 in the state at 170 pounds. Justin's ranked #11. Good matchup for Justin here. Justin looking to rebound after last night. Had a good win earlier today against West Grand. Two tough, hard-nosed kids here. Good matchup here. Justin in the Hotchkiss red singlet, Olathe in their navy blue and gold. Justin with a nice shot, picks up a quick 2. Justin controlling on top, forward position. Goes to crossface. Justin's got that stubby. I like that position there. I like hooking that stubby as he's trying to work to break down. We're going to be on the edge of the mat. Justin worked hard to get him broke down flat. I liked how he got that stubby. Controlled that ankle and was able to flatten Mansker down. But we're going to go back to the center of the mat with 1:06 to go here in the first period. Justin with an excellent shot to gain the 2-0 advantage. And we're underway. Mansker quick to his feet. Justin lets him go. And we're back in the neutral position. Tying up wrists. 50 seconds to go. Justin looking to create an angle. Inside tied position, 40 seconds remaining. Mansker with a shot, Justin with the reshot. Comes back to his feet. Good re-attack there by Justin. We're gonna approach 20 seconds to go. Justin with a 2-on-1 here. Tying up wrists. Mansker trying to drag out. We're gonna have 15 seconds remaining in the first. Inside tie position for Justin. And we're going to have the end of the first period come. 3 seconds remaining. Excellent first period for Justin. Great takedown by Justin, junior Justin Madison of Hotchkiss. It's going to be Olathe's decision. They choose. They defer. Justin's going to go neutral. And we're going to start the second period. Justin arm drag. Justin did a great job in the first period of creating an angle. See if he can do it again here in the second period. Shucks comes back. He's got to get his leg back. He's got a whizzer. He's got to get his leg back. Mansker in on a good single leg. Justin's got to keep whizzering, got to get his leg down. Look where he's at on the mat. And we're going to be off the edge of the mat. Good mat awareness by Justin. Knowing where he was at. Had that whizzer. But he's got to be ready. He's in on a shot again. Back to his feet. He's got to get back to his feet. And he does. Let's see if he can finish here. He's going to change, run the pipe. Back down. Mansker does a good job with heavy hips. We're going to be on the edge of the mat again. See if Justin can step up. And Mansker's going to be able to cut the corner and get 2. Justin in on a great shot. Got back to his feet. Mansker applied some hip pressure and was able to cut the corner and get 2. We're going to be off the edge of the mat. Mansker of Olathe with a 3-2 advantage at this 170-pound weight class. I think we've got some blood time right now with 52.3 seconds to go in the second period. Justin with a great shot, wasn't able to convert. Mansker with a great re-attack and getting to the edge of on the edge of the mat, picking up 2. Mansker of Olathe is going to have a 3-2 advantage with 52.3 seconds to go. Justin's got a little bit of blood cleanup here. Coach Sini, Coach Hall getting him cleaned up, getting ready to restart here. Justin's got to be explosive on bottom here. He's had a little bit difficulty getting out of bottom. He's got to put together not 1, not 2, maybe 3 moves. Justin, good way clearing his wrist to his feet. Mansker drops down to a single leg, elevating it. Justin with a little bit of a whizzer here. Mansker trips, returns down, keeps that ankle with 30 seconds to go. Justin's got 25 seconds. See if he can score 1 and tie up this match, as Mansker of Olathe has a 3-2 advantage. Mansker's got a leg in, but Justin's able to Granby out. Mansker is able to follow him. Justin Granby looked like he was in a great position to hit a Peterson, but Mansker was able to follow with 8 seconds remaining in the second period. And they're off the edge of the mat as the second period expires. Justin Madison down to Wyatt Mansker of Olathe 3-2 in a great matchup here at 170 pounds. Mansker's elect to go down. Great match here at 170 pounds. Justin jams forward. He's in on that stubby position. But Mansker's going to come out. He's going to end up getting a reversal here and go up by a score of 5-2. And he's going to catch a wing on Justin and is in deep. He's in deep. He's got a leg locked up, and he's going to pick up the pin with 1:36 to go. Justin wrestled tough on his feet, but once they got on the mat, he wasn't able to clear his wrist and be able to get out. Our next match is going to be at 182 pounds. Freshman Josiah Peters versus Dustin Hines. Kudos to these coaches, matching up kids here, getting them mat time. As the traditional season looks a lot different, we're in a duel-only format until we get to regionals. Only top 2 at regionals advance to state. Both coaching staffs doing a great job matching kids up just to get them mat time. This is going to be a good one here at 182 pounds. We've got Dustin Hines of Olathe versus Josiah Peters of Hotchkiss. Josiah picked up a win in the first duel. Josiah with a nice slide by, and he's going to pick up 2 takedown. Excellent slide by Josiah Peters. He's working hard on top. See if he can't get a cradle. He comes back around, covers hips. He's got to be smart here. It's okay to give up 1, not 2. Dustin working hard on bottom. But Josiah's able to return him. Josiah's got a half. Josiah's got a good half. But he's got to be careful. Stay behind hips, which he does. No roll. And Dustin does an old school, we call that a big man roll. And he's going to pick up a reversal. Scores tied 2-2. Josiah working back to his feet with 35 seconds to go. He's got to get back to his feet and get 1. He's got to get back to his feet and get 1. There's 25 seconds to go. Josiah is going to be able to come out on top. Get around back. Josiah's got to get around back. There he goes. With 15 seconds to go, Josiah's going to pick up the reversal. He's going to be up by a score of 4-2. Josiah working hard. Now he's got a cross face. Post cross face. He's going to post cross face. He's got it. Now he's got to just turn it. Josiah just got to run the corner. Don't let go of that crossface. Keep that crossface, Josiah. He's got a good crossface. Let go of it. He's got to keep that thing tight as we enter the second period. He's up by a score of 4-2. And the second period's underway. Good job, Josiah, with good forward pressure. He's once again working hard on top, trying to get a post crossface. He's got to get his head off the mat. He's a little high. Coach Hall yelling to get a stubby. 1, not 2 here. He's got to be smart. Get his hips back as Dustin Hines of Olathe is working hard. But Josiah does a good job getting his hips back, getting around back. He's got Dustin flattened out, trying to work a good pinning combination. Dustin working hard on bottom, trying to build a base. We've got 1:15 to go. Hard to tell right here if Josiah's got a good half in or not. Nope, he comes back around real quick. We're approaching 1 minute to go in the second period. Josiah Peters of Hotchkiss up by a score of 4-2. Working hard on top. Hines of Olathe builds a good base. Peters of Hotchkiss applying forward pressure. We're going to be out to the side. Peters of Hotchkiss going to come up on top. Hines of Olathe goes down with 46.3 seconds to go. Good forward pressure. Josiah going to work again on top. He's got a good half in. He's got a good half in. He's got a good half in. See if he can pick up the pin here. Get your head up. Heavy hips. And there it is. Good job, freshman Josiah Peters with a pin. Good couple duels here for him. Good couple duels here for him as he picks up 2 wins against Olathe and West Grand today. Good job, Josiah. We're both going to be open at 195 pounds. Our next match is going to be at 220 pounds. Sophomore Sam Ware of Hotchkiss versus Hayden Chandler of Olathe. Once again, kudos to Olathe's coaching staff, bumping kids up to get them mat time. Matching up kids, getting mat time, getting that experience as we are in this duel-only format for this. And Sam Ware goes for a little head and heel, falls down into a headlock, and he's going to pick up a pin, it looks like here. He's got to get heavy hips. Chandler fighting hard on bottom, but Sam a little too much on top. Sam controlling the match, controlling his tie, dropping down to that outside single. Good forward pressure, and once he saw him drop down, he was able to pick up the headlock and the near fall, and then the pin. Good win for Sam Ware, sophomore Sam Ware. Good win for him. He had a rough night last night. Some good matches though for him. Trying to work on some little things so he can keep wrestling for 6 minutes there against some of these other tougher opponents. Christian Mattis at heavyweight's going to pick up another forfeit. He had a great night last night with wins against Palisade and Cedar Edge. We're going to have a double forfeit at 6s. We are going to have Tanner Westerman of Olathe and Anthony Scanlon of Hotchkiss at 113 pounds. Anthony in on his short offense, that chin and elbow. And he ducks it. He ducks it, and he's going to pick up 2. Good stubby by him. And Anthony's getting near fall, trying to pick up the pin. Getting near fall, trying to pick up the pin. Anthony Scanlon, little sweet. In deep. He's got 1:20 here to keep this pinning combination. Catches an arm. Westerman fighting hard. Anthony keeping 2 points of contact in, and Anthony's going to pick up the pin at 113 pounds. Next, we're going to have forfeit at 120. Justice Hubbard of Olathe is going to pick up a forfeit. Then Robert Cochran's going to pick up a forfeit at 126s. And then we will see if we have any exhibition matches. I think this is going to conclude our duel, I believe. I believe we are going to have a tied duel after both forfeits. We are going to have tied duel both forfeits. It's going to be 36 to 36. And then I believe the next criteria is near fall. If I don't have my compadre, Coach Flores, who I always go to for these little things to see, but I believe it is who had the most pins through the duel. But we appreciate Olathe and West Grand for coming up for today's duels. And that is it. Before we leave the broadcast, I want to thank Adam Smith, Ian Van Horn for being the tech side of the crew, Chuck Miller running the clock, Matt Hall, track wrestling, Mr. Rover for announcing, Mr. Egging for help set up, clean up, our custodial staff, Isabella Brzonik and Ivy Wilholt for doing the gate. Takes a lot to run off a home triangular. Appreciate everybody for coming out, tuning in. Like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and one last shout out to our Bulldog Booster Club and the scoreboard sponsors, Stirrup Bar Ranch, Weekender Sports, Bank of Colorado, Tribbles and Son Construction, Zach's Barbecue, Vegetation Management West, Pitt Construction, Bollinger and Queen, Quickie Tire 2, and Hotchkiss Automotive. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for liking and subscribing.